Hi. My name is Caden Candioto. Most people get that first part right. It's the second half that trips them up, but it's said exactly like it's spelled. It's Candy O. That last part actually could look like two if you broke it up that way, but that's fine. Nobody ever gets that far. But I just told you how to say it, so congratulations. Anyway, as the title card suggests, I am an actor, but the whole point of these videos is to show you the real me, not the me that's film me, but just me when I am me. In other words, vulnerability, which, do you guys see this redness on my cheek? Admittedly, I am not great at. I don't know what's going on. I'm not sunburned, I'm not bruised. And the additional challenge on top of this is that I am not a content creator. That's weird. I have never attempted short form videos, or I don't even really have active social media accounts, and every job I've ever held has followed a script of some kind, be it waiting tables or bartending or acting. I think it's the lighting. In fact, the whole front half of this video is just a script I wrote myself so I would know what to say. I don't have any idea what I'm doing here. You know what, come to think of it, this was actually probably a bad idea. Are you still here? This will probably be the only video like this. I just don't trust my authenticity enough to garner any sort of viewership yet, especially without an established audience. So hopefully the silly gags grabbed your attention. If not, they were just corny bits that I did for my sake because I thought they were funny. I recently started a journey of rediscovery. I've always been an actor. Even from my youngest ages, I would create my own costumes, go in the backyard, and live out these expansive, imaginative stories that my parents called playing pretend. Eventually, playing pretend grew into a passion for acting, and now as an adult, I have over 7 years of on-stage acting experience and 4 years of on-camera acting experience. I've recently hit a bit of a rut in my career, and like when anybody hits a rut in their life, I'm having to learn to get myself out of it. I by no means have a perfect story. I wouldn't even say I have a successful story yet, but I'm also a Christian, and I've been praying over these experiences I've been having in my life, and I feel very strongly that there are some big changes coming, and as someone who loves storytelling and just loves a good story in general, I want to be able to document those. So hopefully if you have found my video, you enjoy a good story too, and through these vlogs, you'll enjoy my story. I can't promise that every video is going to be entertaining. In fact, most of them are probably just going to be me rambling about acting and life and adulting and how to eat healthy on a budget, I guess, or whatever else life may throw at me. But thanks for joining me on this journey, and I hope you enjoy. Let's get started. So this is where I currently live. I also live here, but we'll get to that in a second. I didn't always live out here. I did grow up in the country. I'm a Texas boy, born and raised. But I've actually been living in the city for the past 4 years. But I recently gave up my apartment in the city because I thought I was going to do a film, not as an actor, but as a writer, director, producer. If you want to hear more about that, I can talk about that in a later video. And there was just no way I could do this film while paying rent. So I moved out, and my parents very graciously offered me a place to live. It doesn't look like much, and it definitely comes with its challenges, but I want to show you how I live. So my dad and I put this wood all along the outside of the trailer because the trailer essentially is a giant floating box, and it doesn't insulate very well. It's also very old, and so this is to help keep me warm or cool depending on the weather. it helps. But at the end of the day, this is still a giant box. Hey, that's my dog. That's Bruce. Come here, Bruce. Come here, buddy. Come say hi. You're gonna interrupt the house tour, but I think it's okay. This is my dog. He has been my buddy for a long time. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna continue the house tour. You'll be in later episodes, I'm sure. All right. So this is it. This is the humble abode. That's my cat, Harley. She's very sweet. She's probably she's not camera shy. She is staring you guys down. Anyway, it's my desk. This is where I work. It's my couch. It's where I relax. And that's my kitchen where I really don't cook because I'm not home very much. At least I'm not here very much. I do have a bed and I do have a bathroom, but the bathroom is not connected to any water. So when I need to use the bathroom, I just walk across the yard to the barndominium where my parents live. They are building a house. That's what that is right there. But for now, the barndominium works great. So I work 5 days a week. I only have 2 days off. I have Sunday and Tuesday off. And Sunday and Tuesday, I live in the trailer, which is why I said I'm not there very much. The other half of my week, I actually load up my car with clothes, shoes, pillow blanket, whatever I need, and I work. And the reason I load up my car and I don't come home every night is because this place is pretty far from where I work, and I'm a bartender, so I get off work really late at night, and I just don't really feel like driving over an hour at 2 a.m. in the morning. So 2 a.m. in the morning. So I crash on my coworkers' couches. My coworkers are amazing people and have given me places to sleep for the past 4 months or so. And during the day, I go to parks or the gym or coffee shops and I just kind of vibe until it's time to go to work again. And I do that for 4 days in a row and then I come back home. I was talking to a guy in a coffee shop recently about my living situation. And as I was describing it to him, he was like, "Oh man, that is so cool." I was like, "Cool, really? It's not usually the response I get. Usually people are a bit more concerned." And he's like, "Oh, no, that's not what I mean. I've just never met a struggling actor before." Thank you. I don't know. It was like I was some sort of a unicorn or something to him. But all in all, I'm really, really blessed that I have somewhere to stay. I really don't know what my life would look like right now if my parents weren't so generous and cared about me so much. I'm really thankful that I have a safety net and a chance to start again. And, you know, living like this is not glamorous, and a lot of times it's not easy. And there's a whole lot of driving, and I used to really love driving, and now I just don't like it. But I've been working my way through The Artist Way by Julia Cameron, and one of the things she talks about in the first chapter is this idea of progress, not perfection. And even though she's talking about it in a creativity sense, I think that's a great lesson to apply to your whole life. And I'm applying that to me right now. You know, it's so easy to get wrapped up in, well, I don't have this, I don't have that, my life doesn't look like this, it doesn't look like that. But it's all progress, as long as you're moving forward. And even if it doesn't feel like you're moving forward, you know, part of being a Christian is the believing that all things work out for the good, and that God has a plan for your life. And that's just something I'm walking in and trusting in right now. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be my videos are going to be centered around looking at what I'm learning in The Artist Way. So if you're curious about that and curious about rediscovering creativity and my path to rediscovering my creativity and how that's shaping my life moving forward, come back next week. I don't really know. I don't have a plan for these videos. I don't know who's going to watch these. I don't know how you found this. Hey, I don't know if anyone is going to watch these, and that's totally fine, because I think one day I'm going to look back and I'm going to be happy that I made these so that I could see the journey that it took for me to get wherever it is that I'm going. So yeah, I think I'm gonna conclude this one here and see you guys in the next one.